Hey, alright, now I'm live again. Let me quickly boot up Starcraft. I need to do a few things in the background because I'm not quite logged in and don't have everything quite set up yet, but it should be pretty quick here. Alright, first thing I need to do is actually find Starcraft and boot it up here, so I'm doing that very shortly. There it is. And then I'm gonna go on Twitch and log into the Black Guy's channel. Wait a minute. Hold on. Black Ice Club. Wait. Black Ice Club. I spelled that right. There we go. Alright, it's editing that stream info. And we're doing StarCraft 2. Perfect. So, hello everybody. Welcome to the Black Ice Club. Let's see, is everything going okay? Everything looks fine to me. So let me know if there's any issues. We're going to be playing StarCraft 2. So I was a tournament organizer for a tournament that happened this last weekend. It was on Saturday. It started at 9 o'clock Central. Wait, no, 11 o'clock Central. Yeah, so the prize pool overall was a $15 prize pool. There was a $10 prize for the first place and $5 prize for the second place. And it went well. We got a couple people and some actually very high level people joined us here. There's a one diamond, a grandmaster, and a master. So that was awesome. I don't know what the fourth guy was. I didn't look him up at the time. So yeah, I have all the replays and we're gonna go back through them. It's been a while since I've done some casting, but I'm super excited to do it. So let's see. I think there's they're all best of 5 series, but some of them were weirder than others, so there might only be fewer games. Actually, I should figure this out so it's not so spoilery. I should call them game 1, game 2, game 3, game whatever is relevant, essentially. So we're going to start with the first series then. PvP here, Holden and Teferi. And so this is one of our semifinals. Protoss versus Protoss. And without further ado, let's start it. I'm also gonna... Okay. I didn't realize we already went off this patch. Alright. So... I'm gonna go to our hotkeys page because it's been a while since I've done hotkeys for this game. Alright, yes. So, perfect. Our blue player, hold on, make sure everything's all organized so I can see it. Everything's good to go. Let me refresh these pages. And yes. Okay, perfect. So, on our top left, we have our Protoss player. We've got Holden. And down in the bottom right corner, in the blue pants, rocking that sick StarCraft 1 skin, we have Teferi66. So, yeah. Looks like actually this is quite a bit of an early scout for Protoss. Usually you do it after your gateway, but maybe he's getting down here pretty quick for whatever reason. Doesn't look like it's a cannon rush or anything. Otherwise, it seems to be relatively normal at this time. You can also see that Teferi66 opted for a wall off here. That's happening at the... yeah, that's happening at the natural instead of one that's happening here. At the same time, you got Holden. Holden's doing the wall off that's at the top of the ramp at the main base. Otherwise, everything looks relatively normal. Hey, you forgot about that guy. Apparently you didn't. Yeah, so Teferi66 is the one. I don't know what their rank is. I think Holden is the Masters player that joined our tournament. So, at the time being, looking at the production, Nothing too crazy here. It seems to be relatively normal play. The only thing a bit weird is I think you usually take that second gas there a bit quicker, but really minor in the grand scheme of things, depending on the build you're going for, I suppose. As long as he has enough to quickly grab Gateway, which he does. Or the Warp Gate, sorry. Everything seems fine though. Building that pylon, getting a full wall off here at the natural. You can see there's a little bit of harassment happening here. A bit of crazy micro. Holden actually able to mineral rock those probes so they get in close and zap them right away. Neat little trick there. I don't think there's any gap in here. I think this is a, for now, a completely full wall off. Fairy 6/6 over here. Grabbing currently some stalkers. Some adepts over here at the Holden's base. They meet in the middle, start fighting a bit here. Going through that slow field that's in this map. Oh wait, it's like acceleration zone? Oh man, it's been a while. Yeah, just a little bit of harassment, but I don't think anything major is going to happen. These adepts could go in, potentially cause some issues with that. Oh, actually, now that I notice it, a shield battery, void ray. There's a proxy Stargate. Oh my god, how did I not notice this? Wow, this void ray coming out big. These guys are just buffed, so their damage now is going to be quite good. Especially now we got these shield batteries to fall back on. Teferi 6/6. Good sport over here. Haha, GG. Wow, that was a quick game here. That proxy void ray. Oh my god, I didn't see that earlier. Yeah, he got those two adepts to distract him in like V of Hain, but that's proxy Stargate was actually pretty clutch. Holy crap, I just won the game straight up right there. No response back. Didn't have anything to do to potentially even shoot that away. Get that. Basically have a response at all. Let's see. There's some... This isn't my channel, so things are a little bit different. I'm just kind of modifying some stuff here. And then... Alright. Cool. Just adding some things to the dashboard that I would usually have, that I like to have here. Yeah, I haven't played in a while. I'm just playing Terran for some fun. Surprisingly got into gold despite having some terrible, terrible Marine Rush games. But yes, game 2, Holden versus Teferi. Numero dos. So these, there was a patch recently, just a little bit ago. There was a Void Ray buff. That happened, so just quickly reviewing those changes. Alright. So the cost was actually decreased from 250 150 to 200 150. So that's amazing. Build time also reduced about 6 seconds as well, and movement speed was increased. Overall, some pretty strong buffs. So you can get these guys out a little bit faster, a little bit sooner, get them out more en masse. So without further ado, down here in the bottom left corner, we have Holden, our winner from the first game. So that actually makes full sense. I didn't see that proxy Stargate. Holden had that full wall off at the main, and he didn't want him to Teferi to scout him and see what was going on or what he might be hiding on the rest of the map. So, speaking of which, up here in the top right corner, in the blue pants, we have Teferi a 6/6. Protoss here, game 2. Currently looking to be about the same strategies. Again, we're going for those double simulators here on the side of Holden. Quickly producing more workers, not saturating the mineral line to its fullest, which makes me curious that there could be something else going on that he has planned this game as well. Holden here, we'll have to watch him, see if he does anything. See if he puts another pylon up here and does anything weird. Watching this probe up here, this is a very, very strange position. He's going for the proxy pylon, so it could be another proxy play up here as well. If Teferi does another scout, sees, hey, you know, you're missing a pylon, the gig could be up once again. So we're going to have to watch his response to going into that base. Currently, Holden seems to be playing a macro game, another wall off at the natural, more or less normal build I did before. And it's another Proxy Stargate. Oh my god. Another cheese game. We'll have to see what this comes into. So, another pylon coming in, hiding what's in the base, or what might be on the map. I don't know why he doesn't have another probe that's scouting so far. Or maybe they actually got by these, Actually, I think those guys just spawned. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there should be scouting, and he should be very suspicious after that first game. There's very much a chance it could happen again. He comes across, sees the adepts, sees them walking around. Oh, and it's another Void Ray Rush as well this time. We're going to have to watch this probe. Yep, another proxy pylon. That's going to be some shield batteries. That's going to be the main action happening here once again. Another cheese. He should be scouting this. Did he, in fact, scout this? What does he see? Yeah, he sees the full wall off here. Oh, he should absolutely be suspicious about this. But yeah, coming up in the top right, there are some adepts that are doing some harassment, distracting essentially from the big attack that's going to be happening up here in the north. We have that proxy pylon that's up now. No, the probe's building some batteries coming up just now. A few more adepts at the front gate. Being a nuisance, keeping him in the base, keeping him from scouting really, but he does see something is up. He's hiding information once again. And the jig is up, the Void Ray comes in, the Void Ray collapses on the natural. It doesn't look like there's much that Teferi can do this game either. These adepts, these Void Rays coming in and doing quite the amount of damage. There could be some response. We're getting some more Stalkers warped in, but we're starting to work on these pylons. We might actually have a block here happening soon. Second Void Ray is now in as well. Third one being built. And we're actually building a robo? That doesn't seem like the right response to being Void Ray rushed. You want cannons, you want shield batteries, maybe phoenixes, a Stargate. It doesn't seem right that he wants to finish up that robo. That seems like wasted gas. Once again, GG. Congratulations. Holden coming out the victor in game number 2 once again. What's turning out to be quite a quick series. So, what I want to see next game is I want to see Holden check every single corner of this map. His proxy Void Ray shenanigans coming in has been absolutely crazy. So twice in a row, next game he should absolutely be immediately suspicious of anything weird happening. Holden once again. And coming out with this proxy Void Ray build. Once again, punishing the enemy for not scouting and trying to find out what's up. Maybe if you got like an earlier observer and could get that observer into the base to find out what's going on, just to see, hey, you know, what's going on in the base here. As it is, it's been a very, very strong 2 games here by Holden. So once again, going into game 3, and we're gonna see what happens. Once again, we find ourselves in one of the 1v1 competitive map pools, because of course you're in the 1v1 competitive map pools when you're playing, when you're gonna be playing a competitive tournament here. So, GLHF, U2 happening, the new countdown screen. I love it. It's a great addition to the game. And down at the bottom right corner, wearing the green pants, we have Holden, the Void Ray Rusher. Up in the top left, hold on. Well, this is the last game. Actually, switching over here to the Zerg race, Teferi 6-6. I was not aware of this, the players did not make me aware of this, but you are supposed to stay with the one race throughout the series. But we'll see what happens. As it is, I don't think it's a big issue due to other knowledge I know. But yes, coming in with a race switch here to Ferry 6-6. So we're out here in Submarine, a beautiful map. We got the early scout coming out, which only makes sense for Protoss. Coming in, seeing what's being built. We're getting 6 Zerglings in an early fashion. No gas, actually. I feel like this might be a Zergling rush, actually. This feels like a 12 pool. I was not paying attention when they came out, but these are very fast Zerglings. There's still nothing else. No Vesping being taken. We don't have a macro hatch right now as well. We're gonna have to watch how this plan develops, but as it is, all these larvae are being thrown into the new Zerglings. It seems like Holden has a decent clue as well. He has a wall down here in the natural, completely blocking off with the 2 gateways and cyber core. The overlords come scouting, is going to see this, so without the gas, it's going to be tough to try and bust it. It could be an early Zergling pressure into expand, but honestly, I'm still not seeing any gas out here from Teferi. So yeah, rush it is for the time being. He's going to be munching on those gateways. Actually doing quite a bit of damage. The Zealot comes out, but not able to get a surround or something like that. And we're building more and more Zerglings. A second hatch is coming out. That's probably going to be a macro hatch here to spend all these unused minerals that's on Teferi's side right now. And as we see that, more Zerglings, more larvae being ejected. It's definitely going to keep holding it here in his natural, very high pressure situation happening here. Well, from Holden's side, he's got some options. He's currently making adepts to defend against these Zerglings on the inside of the wall, and they're going to do an alright job here. Looks like that critical amount of busting that you get from Zerglings hasn't been able to happen quite yet. But there's still quite a few Zerglings that are being built up right here. Each row being 8, so 16... with 20 Zerglings total sitting out here. Holding, going with the Twilight Council, getting those gateway units. Probably going to stick with those for here for a bit. I'm not seeing any tech upgrades right now. Actually, yes, going with the upgraded adepts. They scout out, they see the Zerglings, and see, oh yeah, I'm still being hugged here in my base. I can't really get exited here. The Zerglings were also visible there. We're gonna have to see if there's any gonna be switches here. We're seeing that, alright, the 2 guesses were taken. So Teferi 6-6 might go into a much more macro build coming up here. Holden just strengthening his hold here with that shield battery. Putting down 2 more gateways. Definitely going gateway unit heavy this game. Oh, there it is. Oh, wait, where is it? Wait, is it not being built? Did he cancel it? Oh, no, never mind. There it is. There's a Baneling nest. So, yeah, he's gonna get a critical mass of Zerglings out here. He's gonna start building those Banelings, getting those Baneling busts happening. So, he should be able to get quite a bit of gas and quite a few Banelings coming up here. We'll have to see how it holds. He's going to start transforming those any moment, I'm sure. Actually, at home, interestingly enough, he is building some Oh, but now those adepts are coming out. They're taking the fight to the Zerglings. They're actually going to come on out. They did quite a bit of damage earlier, and this is not a great choke point for the Zerglings to be. This is a lot of damage, and all the Zerglings like that are gone. A DT Shrine also being built here by Holden. Wow, a great counterattack into the Zergling rush. These are a lot of banelings that are going to be hatched, and they're just going to be found right now. You might be able to cancel a few of them, save a few of them, but those are a lot of gateway units, and they are all spread out too. He's going to have to do something amazing in order to fight this split here, and it looks like now Teferi is on the back foot. There's a lot more units coming on in, a lot more being rallied across the map. It's a big, big troublesome situation here for the Zerg player. He's going to have to see if he can get these Baneling connections in order to have a fighting chance, or any surrounds. So the Zerglings are coming in the back, they're coming in. A lot of Baneling connections, a couple of gateway units being hard, but yeah, that was all his resources. GG, Holden comes in on top of this best of 5 series. Very fast, very hard. Every single time. Able to beat the other player here, Teferi, in quite a few minutes. A strong showing. And a GG. A very good showing here from Holden from our first series. So he is the semifinals winner of the, well, I think it's actually the second part of the bracket, but I suppose it doesn't matter too much. And that makes him eligible to be in the finals. We're gonna have to watch the semifinals on the other side. It is a best of 3 series. There was supposed to be a best of 5 after. One player did get a bye, but ended up not showing, so there was a walkover that happened. So in this game, it's going to be GLaDOS and Sleuth. Is Sleuth the one? Whatever. I think Sleuth is the Grandmaster player, and I believe GLaDOS is a Diamond player. So yes, this is a best of 3 series between GLaDOS and Sleuth, and we're going to have to watch how this series pans out. So a bit different that last game. I suppose going against Zerg, you couldn't open quite into that Voider like you normally like to. We're going to see how this happens. So this is our ZVZ. On the bottom left side, wearing the orange, we have Sleuth. In the top right corner, wearing red, over here, we have GLaDOS. So it's going to be an intense game of ZVZ. We're going to have to see what strategies they might choose to take. Not seeing any super early cheese like a 12 pool or anything like that. They're going to have to watch how this matchup pans out. We're going to have to watch all the units that they have, who's droning, who's larving, who's making expansions, etc., etc. That being said, currently not much to see here up on the map. You got the usual overlords coming in. You got the macro hatches. Seems to be pretty typical build orders. GLaDOS coming in a little bit later for his hatchery. So Sleuth does have the advantage there in having a bit of an earlier expand that he can potentially access some more units from a bit quicker. A bit quicker here. Sorry about the hiccups. Yeah, we're gonna have to watch how this series starts evolving as it goes along. Nothing too crazy right now. Pools are coming up about the same times here, and these look like pretty normal Zerg builds for the time being. Yeah, so if you want to participate in these Black Ice tournaments, we are going to be holding these tournaments on a monthly basis with a prize pool of $50. We're figuring out when the next one's going to be. So this is the August one. So we're going to have a September tournament here. It's probably going to be in later September. $50 prize pool. I believe it's going to be a 30, 10, 5 prize pool split. No. 30, 15, 5, I think is actually what's going to be. 30, 15, 10? I think 30, 15, 10 is what it's going to be. Anyway, well, more details of that to come. So if you want to find out how to do this, you can find us on our website, blackice.gg, and there you can join our Black Ice Discord or our other social medias. And from there, we will post announcements when we have the next tournament. And yeah, so $50 prize pool coming in once a month, every month for StarCraft, and we're going to be casting these games for you. So looking at these builds and how they're evolving, both going for these metabolic boosts right now, and a Bangling Nest coming out on the side of Sleuth. And so over here, we're going to see a little bit of harassment and how that evolves and grows down here. It looks like very handedly, we actually have quite a good response here from GLaDOS, able to take down those Zerglings. One comes in, does some scouting. It's going to be chased down. It's going to be gotten by the Queen. So, good job defending that. He does see that there is a Roach Warren that's being built here, so he's aware of this. So, Roaches to Banelings. Zerg Bane right now is what's happening in this matchup. Coming on in, and we're going to see actually a response from Sleuth, also building the Roach Warren here. Building a Spine Crawler as well for defense as well. And on the same side of GLaDOS, another Spine Crawler. These guys are interestingly well responding to each other. Roach is going to start coming in from the side of GLaDOS and another Queen. So those armies are going to start being built up a bit better, a bit stronger sooner here for GLaDOS. Actually, Sleuth does immediately, as soon as his Roach Warren finishes, builds a ton of roaches. So they might actually end up being quite a bit even here. But to see. Of course, in the Evo chamber here, we got the evolved missile attacks. Level 1 coming on in. The army's moving out here in the middle. They're gonna come here, find the Zergling, tap him, make sure he's not gonna get any more scouts on the base. A third base does come down here on the side of Sleuth. He does see that GLaDOS is not on this third base quite yet. He hasn't scouted this though. So there's a possibility of that, although I don't think he would typically do that in a normal matchup. And as I say that, GLaDOS does move out to grab the third. A bit ahead on the macro here for Sleuth. Currently, units are just sitting about midfield watching for any attacks. No aggression just yet. Nothing that's poking into the other side. There is quite a bit of a defense over here on the side of Sleuth. It's got those 8 roaches. Got a bit of Zerglings to back it up. A bit bigger army here on the side of Sleuth. He's been building this up quite well. Leo Reconstitution coming out for both sides. Great upgrade. And then the +1 attack coming in for GLaDOS, about to finish here. So a good timing attack when that's about to finish. He's going to currently sit outside the base. Actually, oh my gosh, did I just miss that? Hold on. I might have to go back and watch that here because there was just that. Go back 15 seconds. Doop, 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 doop. There was just a little bit of a fight, and I absolutely missed it right there. Alright. Here we are. Sorry about that. We're going to take a quick look here. Who's fighting? Who's doing what? So, yeah, Sleuth over here. He's got these Zerglings expanding out those tumors. And this attack, these few Zerglings are going to start coming on in from the side of GLaDOS. They find that Spine Crawler here, takes a jab, and they are going to be just nabbed by those roaches, essentially. All these Zerglings coming out a little bit too far, they are going to overextend and get got by those roaches on the side of GLaDOS. So, a few points to the side of GLaDOS. He did take off more than he lost. Those roaches should be able to regen a decent amount of health here. Currently, Sleuth, his army of roaches, they actually look quite a bit bigger at this time. We have 14 roaches to 6. So yeah, these 4 poor roaches over here are just going to get mauled to death. Those roaches coming in, they just absolutely take them down. And GLaDOS over here is going to having to respond by building a bit of an army. He lost quite a bit there. He's going to have to defend somehow. He's only got a few out of his base currently. He's currently evolving more attacks here. Attack speed number 2. We got the groove spines coming in. He's going to switch to hydras as well, this hydra roach composition. But right now he needs just more roaches, more bodies. Observer coming in to observe. They are starting to attack this base over here, the 3rd, but there is actually going to be quite the response over here from GLaDOS. Quite a good surround, getting a lot of space. There's some roaches that escape just by the skin of their teeth. Only 1 or 2 more attacks and they would have been going down. But a good responsive defense over here on the side of GLaDOS. Another attack wave potentially coming in. We're seeing these roaches just building up here. And there is quite a few numbers. It looks like a lot of the macro coming in from Sleuth is all going into army. Actually, quite a bit of droning as well. He is expanding his army. Ravagers as well being morphed in, and actually a Spire as well. So we're going to have to watch out for that. But there is going to be Hydralisk here on the side of GLaDOS, so that it will be able to respond to Mutalisk if those switch over suddenly. We're seeing quite a bit of a bank on GLaDOS' side. But here's the attack that's coming in. The Ravagers coming in, dropping in their biles. There's quite 2 big armies, but it's looking like Sleuth might have a decent bit of advantage. These Hydralisk Ravagers trying their best to defend against this attack. It's actually looking quite even right now, but there's so many low health Ravagers that are just being focused down. And right now Sleuth is looking like we got the other hand, but we have more Hydras over here. More Hydras able to defend, pick up that slack where the Ravagers have gone down. Good attack. Lost most of the armor on either side. No real advantage. But it looks like Sleuth is still currently keeping GLaDOS in a cage here, as he himself does take that 4th base over here. Actually, quite a bit of an army coming in on out. Could potentially grab this army that's out in the middle of the map, but he doesn't advance it any further. So these 2 armies are going to start to build up here in the middle. Currently GLaDOS is down 1 base, a little bit down on the macro side. If you look at the amount of units, yeah, there's 10 drones up on Sleuth's side, so he's doing well, keeping a decent bit of army and a decent bit of macro going as well at the same time. Fourth base is just dropped here by GLaDOS. But they're actually going to come around and they're going to find a decent opening here at the 3rd base. GLaDOS' army is going to come in from behind, but it looks like that hatchery is just going to be going down very quickly. This army coming in behind, but Sleuth does have quite an angle. They have to sneak out through this tiny little gap, and that does mean that he loses quite a bit of units in the meantime here. Just due to that angle, all those units trying to funnel through. He does find the expansion hatchery as well. It is canceled, but that is going to be a delay in the macro here. Now they're just going to start to go at it. A few Zerglings, some Ravagers versus, Roaches versus Roaches. We're actually going to see quite a bit of reinforcements coming on Sleuth's side. It's so close on either end, and I don't want to give it to either one, but it looks like GLaDOS is coming in, even though he has a lot of low health roaches here. Still looking like anyone's game, but right now, GLaDOS is just hurting. He's got to find something to do with this slow economy. He's just actually going to be overtaken here in the middle. Sleuth taking him with quite a bit of surprise with those extra roaches coming in here. And once again, the hatchery denied. It's so unfortunate. GLaDOS just not able to find those expansions that he absolutely needs. He needs to keep them safe. He needs to find something from this rotation that Sleuth is getting here. Ravager roaches, both sides coming on in. It's not looking too hot over here for GLaDOS. He's still down about 20 drones at this time, even worse than before. Down so many roaches and a few Ravagers as well. Sleuth coming in, hitting with the force of a hammer. Once again, absolutely shutting down GLaDOS' economy. He's got to be hurting. He does have quite a bit of extra gas, but I don't know if he would even help like maybe Morton Zerglings. And it looks like he got the army just mulched down in quite the move there, surrounding it. An amazing move. GLaDOS GGing, tapping out for the first game. Oh man, those two were at each other's throats. That was actually quite a bit close for quite a bit of time there. Wait, hold on. Was this the 502? Yeah, this was the 502 patch. Yeah, so indeed we do have all the the stuff happening with all the void rays being fast and such. Alright, so that was game number 1, Sleuth versus GLaDOS. It was still quite a bit neck and neck for quite a long time. And we're going to watch the second game of the semifinals happening on this side. Sleuth versus GLaDOS. Can GLaDOS find it way back into the series? He's down 1-0. He's got to win 2 more in order to get into the finals here. Just ignore everything else if you took a look to it. Alright, down in the bottom left, wearing the blue pants, we have Sleuth. Over up here in the top right corner, a Zergling player, is GLaDOS. Alright, so that game looked like it was pretty dominated well by Sleuth. GLaDOS needs to get a bit better macro, and hopefully that leads to better armies, more units and such. That would be the main way I would suggest that, hey GLaDOS, can you improve this and, you know, come back to the series? And that would be the one thing that I'd point out, hey, you know, it looks like you need to improve on that. And quick catch over here on the side of Sleuth. Just a little bit behind for GLaDOS. A little bit faster than last game, though. A beautiful showing, though, considering that GLaDOS is a diamond player currently, and Sleuth is a grandmaster. So that game was actually quite a bit close if you think there might be a bit of disparity between the two players in terms of skill level there. These poor, brave overlords migrating through the cold, snowy map. As they go, working for the hive. A little bit of a scout here from GLaDOS. So GLaDOS does find that there is a full extractor, currently spawning pool on the way. Nothing too cheesy or too fast here. Honestly, this is a fine opening. Pretty typical, pretty normal. GLaDOS is even doing it themselves. And over here, 2 quick queens being built upon the finish of those hatcheries. Players looking to play a mostly pretty standard game here, once again. Oh my gosh, casting is tough. You have to drink so much water. I also get lightheaded. It's been a while since I casted last, but man, you get so lightheaded, you're just talking all the time. I'll try and take a few pauses here and there. So, alright, what do we got here? Both players still going pretty macro. We got the metabolic boost coming in at the spawning pools. Nothing too crazy. Bit of a quicker third hatch as well over here. The Zerglings coming in, scouting it out, harassing the drones. Looks like the queens are going to be able to respond to that. That drone there was a very close call. Queens over here taking on these Zerglings. Looks like, oh man, one almost down. Oh, you didn't focus fire the weak one. They get that one drone. Oh, small victory over there for Sleuth. Able to get that over GLaDOS. 2 Zerglings chasing down, but GLaDOS pulls back. He could have had it if he kept on attacking. Could have had that. Overall, GLaDOS did get a few Zerglings, if we looked at the units killed. Hold on, what was that hotkey again? Doop, doop, doop. But, compare all that, don't worry about that, I guess. We're actually going to get quite a bit of a Zergling rush over here. GLaDOS spending all those larvas, putting the Zerglings. This might be to a surprise, a sleuth here. There's actually quite a few coming in. You gotta really worry about those banelings coming in on the backside and what kind of connections they can make. But this is actually looking like a really great attack here. They're all coming in. They're coming into the main, doing quite a bit of harassment. Looks like the ones coming into the main are just going to go down, unfortunately. Not able to get much economic damage here. That was a really good response over here by Sleuth. Sleuth now up quite a few Zerglings. Might be able to get a retaliatory attack here. GLaDOS is going to have to respond somehow. He's building up Roach Warren right now. But he needs units. These Zerglings are coming in. They're coming in hot. They're coming in remorseless. These queens see this, so they're going to run for their lives. Oh my gosh, they're getting surrounded. And now they are just being melted by the sheer number of Zerglings here. These drones over here just also finding big ol' attacks. Look at that micro by Sleuth to just hit the entire alliance so much. This whole last queen is up here. This is all looking like GLaDOS might have to tap out here. Those Zerglings all in the mineral line. So many killed army units here. 35 down just now. Wow. Those drones. Those poor drones all going down. Oofda, says GLaDOS with the GG. Tapping out. Good luck. And we have the winner of our second semifinal here. The one in the blue, the Zerg player, a Sleuth. And with that, we come to the grand finales, the finals, over here. Thank you so much, everyone, for all the players that came in here, for all these games, participating in all this, and donating your replay so that we could cast them as well. I really, really appreciate it and find this is so much fun. Alright. We're gonna get into the finals. And Sleuth versus Holden. So Sleuth, the Zerg player, versus Holden, the Protoss player. We're going to be watching two Titans take each other on head to head. Mano a mano. Showing who is the better player. So that being said, I am going to take a short break before I continue on here. At the beginning here. And I will be back very shortly. In about a minute or two. So hold on to your pants. We'll be back to this shortly. Whew. All right. Taking a few breaths. Now I see why you have analysts on a stream. This is tough. You feel like you're constantly just out of breath. So, without further ado, we are going to continue the games with our grand finals here. And in the bottom left corner, our Protoss player in green will be Holden, the Protoss player. We're going to have to see what his strategy is. Over in the top right, the Zerg player, the macro that we've seen, the incredible Sleuth. Alright, so, well, with these two players, we're going to have to see what the strategies are. Holden currently is going to be walling off at the natural, but we're going to want to see if he wants to do any cheese like he has done in the past here. It's actually quite curious, honestly, that he chose to make the gateway and then go scout. Just because Zerg's going to do some very early cheeses against Protoss. Doesn't look like there's going to be anything quite yet. It's actually going to be hatch first. With nothing else here. No spawning pool quite yet or anything. So that's going to be the opening up here from Sleuth. On the Protoss side, Simulator's gone down. At least one has. But I don't know what Sleuth's plan is here. Spawning pool goes down. Very macro-oriented opening. Holden sees this. Potentially might be able to respond in some way, either macro up himself or maybe find some cheese, but he's able to stay in the base, get all these extra informations that he can potentially get. Nothing too insane or crazy just yet right now. Interestingly, we get a bit of a later assimilator here, so potentially not a gas-heavy opener that Holden's planning on his end. So, these two players going to be going at it. We have shortly going to see a little bit more scouting, see if there's anything else going to pop up. We do have this Overlord that's coming over the base of Holden over here. So Sleuth able to see some information, sees this Nexus down, sees a wall right here, decides that he's like, alright, I've seen enough. I'm just going to hide up here. This is good for me. Yeah, it doesn't seem to indicate necessarily that there's any cheeses going on. And indeed, there is not this game so far. Third hatchery does go down over here on the end of Holden. Sorry, Sleuth. Keep mixing those two up. And we're going to see how these two players respond. One adept coming in, potentially get a bit of harass. They should be able to take out this Zergling really quickly, really easily here. Does grab one right there. And we actually do have this queen that's shooing out the adept here. Adept going to go into the base, scout what he sees. Okay, what is going on here? Hold on. You have one extractor here. It's got a single harvester in it. So is this going to be a very heavy Zergling push? And we actually do have the Stargate opener coming down over on this side from Holden. So this Oracle is going to be able to come on in, and it's probably going to do a bit of damage as well. The Queens are going to repel it decently, but I'm not sure that I like Sleuth's position in terms of... I'm trying to imagine what he's going for here. So there's not much gas, there's one extractor, it's only got one person mining it. I guess it's just a very, very macro-heavy focused opener, actually. He's just speeding up his economy as much as possible here. This Oracle is going to come in. There's currently no queen at this third. But actually, the Spore Crawler does come in. That is going to help defend. That's actually quite a few drones that went down to that. About 3 or 4, which is good. It's 4 drones. And they got 4 kills. We do have a Zergling coming on in. It's going to run around, see what's around. Poke around, see what attacks can be made. A second Oracle does come in with a few adepts making their way across the map. This is going to be able to be a little bit annoying, this Zergling, but the adept does shut that down. The second gateway comes up. We're going to see what he chooses to go for. A bit macro heavier with that Forge and a Twilight, so Gateway bit of a focus with that Stargate supporting with that Oracle. The stacks coming to the top, the Adepts working on those drones, mostly ignoring those Queens. Queens are working on them. They actually will get one of these Adepts here, right just now. Third Queen does come over to help repel the attack. Overall, a few these drones were killed. Nothing too insane. Not the biggest attack either way. I think this Zergling is fine. That's kind of about what you imagine. Actually, another Oracle Harass did just come in on the top side. Another 3 drone kills. One Oracle almost going down, actually, between that Queen and the Spore Crawler that were in the top end. Oracle's making their way away now. Roach is coming in as a focus here with some charge as well as ground weapons coming in for the Protoss. We got the Templar Archives. I can see potentially an Archon type of build going. Oracle's once again coming in. Oh, actually getting quite a few more kills. Oh my god, 11 kills between the two. Earlier it was only 7, so that's nice extra few bit of drones that you can kill. And I think they've actually proved their worth. The 4th macro hatch. Well, 3rd macro hatch. Not really a macro hatch, it's just an expansion, I suppose. Coming on in. And these Queens are now on top of these Oracles. Once again, if you are curious on playing StarCraft and getting involved in these tournaments, we have these open tournaments that we're running once a month with a $50 prize pool on them. So, yeah, if you're interested, please participate, and we'll be glad to see you. We'll be glad to take all your replays, cast them up here on the Black Ice channel when we're done as well, and it's exciting. Alright, so Immortal's coming out as a bit of a text switch as well from here. We got a Warp Prism, carrying some Archons over here. There's going to be quite a bit of a decent attack force coming out on the side of Holden. Able to come out, potentially find some damage. There's decent forces on either side. I'm not really favoring one or the other to win. Protoss can be pretty tricky and might be able to out-micro. There's a lot of Archons coming in though. As a lot of Archons. Probably going to be a very Archon Zealot heavy build coming in. Ground level. Very macro focused. We got the ground level 2s being researched. Zerg missile attacks are upgrade almost done. Muscular augments all just about done as well. And this attack is coming on in. These sentries blocking off quite a bit. A good attack onto the Queens. The Queens are down, but now that these Roaches and Hydras are here, they're able to repel this attack here. Overall, pretty strong. I like this attack. Harassment, good defense. No one really terribly coming out on top. These Zerg forces are split right now. One Zergling actually keeping tap on the main army currently. Tab, sorry. Oh, this War Prism! It goes down! 4 Zealots. Oh, that's unfortunate. It just got cornered over there. This is turning out to be quite a bit of a decent series. Actually, Stasis Ward's being sneaky, defending this whole last Nexus over here. Pylons over here being built. We can probably see some cans as well that are going to defend the bases. The Zerg is going to move out on the map and get quite a bit of a decent room here. Some robotic bays being built and another robot facility. So you could see some Colossus coming in here pretty quickly. Right now the Protoss is going to decide if this is actually worth defending. It's probably a no. That's probably going to be canceled. But these armies are coming in to clash. The Archon's going to come in and start doing quite a bit of damage. But these Roaches, Hydras, they're standing their ground. They're remaining firm, shooting out their damage. And overall, the Zerg is... They're going to retreat. They're going to say this isn't worth it and get back. And actually take quite a bit of damage. This Nexus, I am so wrong, does stay standing. It stays still. Once again, the Zerg army seeing out on the map, the charging Zerglings going on in, Archons right behind, trying to do what they can. No Warp Prism, so you can't do fancy juggling techniques. That was shot down earlier and it has not been rebuilt yet. We are actually going to see Colossus being built, as well as more and more Archons coming on in. Very gas tech heavy with some Zealots to hold the lines here. This Zerg's gonna just build some more missiles, some more Zerglings, beef up the army in general, but the Zerg does have quite a healthy supply here. This supply is actually 183, 120 army, 63 to actually, yeah, he has about 50% more army supply. This could be a heavy, hearty attack into the heart of Holden if Holden is not able to hold that off. Holden is holding though. It's looking like there's going to be quite a few value units here. These Archons doing so much damage, but a few fadeaway Ravager shots doing quite some good damage back to the Archons, chipping away quite a bit of those shields here. The Zerg player does max out on supply at this time, with a very high value Protoss army starting to build up as well. We're getting the extended thermal lance upgrade for the Colossus as we pump more of those out along with the Zealots in order to hold the lines. Oh my gosh, and a warp comes in here. A sneaky warp in the back to actually get quite a bit of drones here in the back line that is cleaned up. And we are seeing over here the Zealots claiming space for another expansion, as these Zerg players going to come in for another attack, but into the waiting arms of the Protoss player. The Protoss player having so much splash damage and damage in general. He's going to eat a few Ravager shots though, but the damage is traded back and forth. That Zealot surviving with 2 HP. That Archon surviving with 2 HP. Wow. Zealots over here coming in for another flank attack in the back. They are on attack move. They're going to find the main army over here, and they're going to do a little bit of damage, but they easily get cleaned up. The Archons, the Colossus, once again find the Zerg, do some damage. They both disengage. A good bit of damage here. That Archon still on 2 HP. My goodness, he has been surviving. What a winner. More upgrades coming in here. Protoss ground weapons level 3. Almost completely researched. More High Templar working into Archons here soon. More Colossus. Very good macro. Look to be another Zealot flank on the side. Once again cleaned up. Seems like Holden just constantly sending these out on the second flank, trying to get some damage while he distracts the main flank of enemies. The main army having to respond to the main army, but then the Zealots coming in, finding some damage. But look at this. There's Colossi in the back, thermal lancing, but there's good surround, good damage over here by the Zerg player. We're going to see a lot of Archons go down, a lot of damage flying out left and right, but it looks like the Protoss player holding on a bit better on that side of it. These Zealots do come here, and they do clear out the drones over here. Or if they kill them or they retreated, I'm not sure at this point, because there's that big fight. But even the Queen's taking some damage over here. A lot of harassment. Doing very well. Those Zealots doing a good job distracting over here. We do have quite a bit of losses for the Archons and Colossi. There's still a few here in the army, but certainly not as much as there was before. A fleet beacon and Stargate going down. We can see potentially a mothership, a carrier, late game units coming out. So the Protoss once again has a Zealot attack on the side while the main army comes and distracts the main army. We're going to see how this pans out. Oh, and it's a GG. Sleuth unable to hold up against all this pressure. A good job for Holden. Continuously attacking on multiple prongs here. Wearing out the Zerg main army. And just generally messing his day up. Incredible game from both sides though. Wow. That was some high caliber play. That was some very back and forth fun gameplay right there. I'm glad to see it. So It's hard because these two guys are both really good players. Um, there wasn't any cheese attempted, and it was a straight up macro game, and both played admirably. But the protest player able to get the high value units and play very favorably. With that, we can go into the second game here shortly. I am going to get a refill on water because, my goodness, I'm going through this so fast. Alright, and a quick pause. I'll be right back. And we'll be here with Game 2 of the Best 5 series for the finals for the Black Ice First Open. Alright. And here we go. We have down here in the bottom left corner our Protoss player, Holden. In the top right, our Zerg player, Sleuth. So, series, so far, 1-0. And incredible plays and players here. Very well done by both sides so far. I'd love to see it. And it'll be interesting to watch how this game starts out. Last game, our Zerg player had quite a bit of a macro-intensive opening. That seemed to work out well. There wasn't too much harassment in his way, getting in the way there. I'll have to see how the Protoss player decides to open up this game, but it looks like another macro game happening as well. Seems to be also a hatch first opening here from our Zerg player. Bit macro oriented for sure. Currently, Holden in the base. Not seeing too much information. Well, I suppose he's seeing that this isn't a 12 pool. No rush, no cheese. Okay, I'm cool here. I'll hang out. On the bottom side, I'm a bit slower here for the gateways, cybernetics core. Just letting all the resources fill out. Two bases, letting the two bases fill out naturally, I suppose. Probe over here, getting some cheeky snipes in, cheeky attacks. Does annoy that drone a bit here. Queens both birthing. We actually have a fast Roach Warren here in the back by the Zerg player. And since the probe is actually getting out of the base and not scouting right now, that is not going to be seen. That is way in the back where that will not be seen. Adepts coming out by the Protoss player. We're going to get a Stargate opening. So Stargate versus Roaches is what it's looking to be like right now. The Zerglings are going to be able to come around. They might be able to spot that Stargate if they get in the main base here. Maybe get some harassment. There really isn't much defense. The only defense is out on the map. Oh, actually, never mind. Oh yeah, that's an open wall there. Those Zerglings able to easily go in and come around here. Wait, is he going to see the Stargate? Is he going to see the Stargate? Okay, he does see the Stargate. He does see the Stargate. He does know that that's there. Does see the Oracle being warped in. Roaches, though, coming in fast. Coming in hard. This might be a rush, actually. Right across the map. Planning to hit them soon. With only some adepts holding the front, this could be a very good attack. A few Zerglings to back it up, even more roaches, some Ravagers being warped. Yeah, this is going to be a Ravager rush here on the side of Sleuth. Two players coming on in. And here we go. Here the attack's going to start. Protest player might start to realize, oh no, I'm in trouble. The one downside being that the Protest player can't shoot, or the Zerg player can't shoot up. But that's all the gateways that just got empowered right there. That's a really big hit. And I don't think these Oracles will have enough energy between the two to really repel this attack. This is going to be a lot of damage into the base. Look at this. I mean, these probes are just going to get decimated here. GG from Holden. The attack comes in. The timing, amazing. Unable to hold that. Holden, that third base, unfortunately, doesn't help. GG. Game 2 goes to Holden. Series 1-1. And I will shortly get the third game up for us. But currently, in this best of 5 series, 1-1, and great play from both sides. Game 3. Ice and Chrome. LE. I love just saying that. Over up in the top right hand corner, we have our Protest player, Holden, with 1 win. In the bottom left corner, our Zerg player, the orange man himself, Sleuth, with 1 win. This is currently a best 5 series. In a macro game, Holden did get the upper hand on Sleuth. In the timing attack game, Sleuth did get the upper hand, able to bust in the base and cause chaos while Holden was caught macroing. We'll see how this pans out for the third game. Patch first build coming on in for Sleuth once again. Nothing, it's pretty standard open for Holden as well over here. Nothing too insane or silly so far. We are seeing, yeah, about normal timings from the other games as well. Sleuth every time has scouted, and Sleuth every single time has, or sorry, Holden's every time has scouted, and Holden every time has seen the exact same thing. That's been basically the same old opening as well from Holden as well here. Potentially very fast cybernetics or mid-macro oriented. Could be another Stargate. It seems like it's been the same build every single time. The one thing that has changed up here is these are going fast roach, hiding that attack effectively and getting that timing attack to bust into the base of Holden. So far, pretty calm game. Nothing too insane. Metabolic boost, I think, is a little bit different. I'm trying to remember if that was taken last games, but I might have missed it. Certainly, probably was taking the first game. I don't know. I feel like I'm seeing this a bit sooner than the typical that we've had before. Nothing too silly right here though. On third hatchery coming down for a Zerg player, a Stargate coming down for Holden. So this is pretty similar to the build that Holden had last time around. Um, I'm expecting oracles to come out of there for harassment, and actually we have void rays. Oh boy, this is different. This is actually different from last time. Interesting. That being said, Sleuth seems to be having a bit of a macro game. Similar to last one's as well. Or maybe the first game, actually. This is the second time that he was playing a game. He did have that roach. So we're going to have to see what a type of Void Ray build is going to happen. And there's actually no Void Rays. Hold on. Oh, wait, never mind. It's just over there. Prismatic alignment burnt. I'm killing that Overlord real quick. Well, 6 damage versus armored units. Hold on. Oh, Overlords are armored. For some reason, I never realized that. So, I'm not sure what this is going to do, this Void Ray. Gonna patrol, I suppose, look for observers and take those down. Actually, it feels like a bit of a quicker third base. This is about the time when the Ravagers hit, though, last game. Some Zerglings coming out on the middle of the map. The Adepts do not see it. They barely miss it. And they're gonna come in. Only a single probe holding the front door. This third base is very likely going to go down without much contesting. Holden's gonna have to decide what to do. It's looking like he's wanting to go on in. Those Adepts are gonna come on in. And both the armies are just both away right now. This is actually a decent push here. We got an Oracle, a Void Ray, and a bunch of Adepts. So the Void Ray is gonna focus on taking down that hatchery. Nope, they're just gonna go down to the natural. Take down the Evo chamber, which is making some stuff. Researching. And can they even fight through these Zerglings and this Roach? My gut says yes that they can do that. And there's a few more Queens left, but I think they can effectively burn them down and do a good job of holding out this push. Really just attacking them in general. Holden does decide to back off. So it looks like a few Zerglings decide to attack the front of the base. Adepts behind there, a pylon to finish the wall. These Zerglings were not able to get on in. Charge being upgraded. Ground weapons, Zerg missile attacks, Glial reconstitution. Oh, we're actually going to see a Nidus Worm come down here. Look at that. So we could see a surprise attack. I'm going to expect a lot. Oh, Swarm Host. Swarm Host is the unit of choice this game. I totally missed the infestation pit, apparently. So we're going to have Nidus Swarm Host, and that's going to be a very big old pain for Protoss. They're going to have to find a way to deal with all that harassment coming out, popping back in. The Swarm Host, just making it a tough time, really. Use Zerglings, head on out on the map, do some scouting. You see that third base? I don't see a fourth. Watching for all the expansions to happen. More Voidways here, coming in to reinforce this Protoss side. I actually feel like these Swarm Hosts, Nidus Worms, might do pretty well. Voiders are going to have a tough time trying to catch them. We're going to have to see how this pans out for the Zerg player, and I have a feeling it's going to be pretty nasty. And here it comes, first Nidus Worm coming down on the map here. Pops out, Swarm hosts come on in. Oh my gosh, there's so many of them. There's 10 of them. They drop all their tiny little locusts, and the locusts go on it. Oh man, they can do work on the supply of the Protest player here. Or just snipe the main. Yeah, honestly, that's not a bad plan here. Main sniped. These probes are going to go down too. So many of them are taking so much damage. Holden's going to respond with an immediate counterattack as the second Nidus Worm pops out to attack the third base. This army is going to be seen spotted coming across the map, so Sleuth is going to have to deal with that somehow. These poor overlords running, they're burbling, and they're flying for safety, and one of them's going to go down. This expansion definitely gets hit. So third player does not have any expansion advantage. There's a bit of roaches here, and they're going to be holding down the front lines. Forces backing off, re-engaging. And here the Swarm hosts are back, sending their locusts for defensive purposes, which is honestly probably the best play that Holden could have as facing these, because otherwise he would just have to deal with these, attacking his base, attacking his units, working on those, but attacking and running off as soon as the locusts come by, and attacking in the spot where they're down is probably the best case scenario you can do. But his army doesn't look like he can match up against the roaches here. He's trying to attack and he's trying to go against these guys. I mean, the Voiders are doing good work and stuff, but these poor ground armies are just not going to catch a break here. The Voiders are going to do the best they can to work on this army. And actually on the back swing, it looks like a few more are going to go down, which is good. These mass Void Rays coming up in the air. 9 of them right now. So right now, Sleuth has to decide what he wants to do with these Swarm Lords. Is he going to use them for defense, for offense? Since there's no ground army, I can see he probably wants to use them for offense right here. And actually, bypassing the Voiders altogether, Holden's going to be caught out of place. He might have to recall these. But there's a gigantic Zergling wave coming in to this third base. All these probes going to be in massive danger here. Zerglings retreat. They're going to run across the map, doing a little bit of attack. I think they were weirdly hold position and didn't actually swing much. They're attacking these stalkers that are kind of out on the map, but they're really just going to get punished instead of retreating. There is now almost a critical mass of all of these Void Rays on the map. There's 11 right here. There's 2 more on the way for 13. For the total amount of units, yeah, I mean, what are these Swarm hosts doing? They're just sitting in the currently Nidus network, and they're not doing too much work. They haven't been popping out and attacking like they could have been. Looks like Void Rays are just going to be the main focus of the army. And this is so many Void Rays. Like, what are you going to do? As soon as he gets like 3 or 4 more, he can just take on anything. Hunters are now coming on out. He's sniping the main base. Alright, now he's going to retreat as the Hydras come on in, do some damage, attack these Void Rays, do get a couple of them down. I can see all these queens, they're defenseless way out here on the map. A lot of transfusions coming in, a bit of health regained, but overall they're actually just burnt. It seems like a waste of queens to me. Roaches over here coming in, and while there's not much ground forces on this side of Holden, they're able to swing in here. These pylon batteries are going to try and do so much work, but there's only so much you can do when facing down this many Ravagers. That poor Cybernetic Core are going to go down. That's going to limit what Holden can do for the response. A lot of Zealots on the ground, they're actually doing quite a bit of damage. Void Rays catching the roaches too, catching a few out there. A big old Hydra army currently from Sleuth, and this is such a back and forth game as they change text, change tactics, and once again you're going to see the Nidus Worm come down. Nidus Worm is probably going to do a good job sniping this fourth base over here from Holden. Robotics Bay also being built. So, very highly potentially you can see Colossus. And indeed, there is... Oh my gosh, he almost saves it with the Voidway recall snipe, but it doesn't happen this time. Another Nice Worm peek is going to happen up on the top. Potentially looking to get some damage here in the main. You could snipe those Stargates and shut down all the Void Rays that are being made. 15 Void Rays currently at the moment, and a gigantic Hydralisk army. The Void Rays are going to have such a tough time facing against that type of force. A big attack here. Zealous charging into side. Nope. And look at all these Hydras as they do their work. They're going to melt through Void Rays if they can get their attacks through. It looks like they're not really able to get much of their attacks through. Sleuth cuts his losses, hides back in, but it's looking like there's going to be an attack into the main base with Locust. That's a lot of pylons over there that are just sitting and going to go down. A good bit of economic damage with that. I would love to see him snipe the Stargate though. But still, a supply block happening on the Protoss player's side. That's a lot of pylons you have to rebuild, and that's precious time, that's precious minerals that you could be using to throw out more Void Rays. But look at these Hydralisks going to come under the Void Rays. Not much to protect them, so the Hydralisks are just going to go spew, spit. All these things are going to do so much damage. Void Ray army does get decimated. I mean, not a lot of Hydras left, but that was a lot of Void Rays to lose. You lost your critical mass of Void Rays that could do a lot of damage and deal with a lot of threats there. So what we're going to see here is more of these Locusts coming on into the main, doing their damage. Actually, can they snipe? They might be able to snipe the Stargate. No, they're not commanded. But can they get it? Oh, they don't last quite long enough to snipe. That's unfortunate. You almost get it. You almost get those Stargates. It's so close. It doesn't happen though. I feel Sleuth has accidentally slighted himself a few times here. Sleuth has not been able to keep up these attacks quite as well as he should have or would have. I need to take a few breaths right now. The Zealot does spot the Nice Worm. Ooh, this is going to be a bit of an attack you have to walk into. I don't know if that Protoss army could handle that. Holden does back off. Stern thermal lances being researched for the Colossus that are being built. It seems like a tech switch over to Colossus from Void Rays to me. Ravagers Roaches being built en masse. Perhaps Loot the tech said, hey, I don't think they're going to be going for quite so many Void Rays here. Another Nidus Worm though from Sleuth. This one could very well get some good damage on this expansion again and snipe that. And there we go, the Roaches Ravagers doing a good job against the Zealots. Hydras will have to be protected so that they can take down the Void Rays while the rest of the army works on the Colossus when everything else is down. And 2 Nidus Worms coming down in the similar area. Holden's gonna have to keep a watch on where his army is and where all these Nidus Worms are coming down. He is seeing stuff in the south. He's gonna go check it out. I'm gonna walk by there, Sidon. Oh, did they not see it? They did not see it. You Zealots see this big ol' army attack here. It's gonna be 2 swings happening at the same time. One happening down in the south and one happening over here in the north side. And it looks like Holden's just going to all in and attack, and it's going to be a base trade. Sleuth is going to be the one to back off. Sleuth is the one that does not want to take this trade, and he's going to go back and respond. He's going to put down Nidus Worm. That's potentially going to be the swingy that he needs to do damage while he defends his base. They're going to have to respond to all these Void Rays. Still quite a lot of Void Rays in the air here. They have been rebuilt over time. This Zerg army does take so much damage. Not able to get down all the Void Rays, but still doing quite a bit of damage. And it looks like over here they are being overpowered. Holden's army doing a great job beating out all those forces. I think Holden got in the perfect position between all the forces to do so much damage. Denies an upgrade. He has now a third level ground upgrades in about, well, 5 seconds. A Dark Shrine as well on the backside to help back it up. A lot of Hydralisks coming out. I'm not sure if they can work against these Void Rays, Colossi combos here, though. Incredible game 3. Holden able to cut to the heart of the Zerg base, cutting out all of these bases, destroying a lot of damage, destroying a lot of army, destroying a lot of macro potential. Swarm hosts come out here. They're going to join the attack. They're going to help defend here. The Locusts come out. They're going to help go against all these Colossi and Zealots. A DT's over here helping to defend the base on the south side. Not seeing any DTs currently in the north or joining this attack. Honestly, Sleuth looks like he's in shambles right now. He's going to have to think of something. And neither person has a ton of mining going on, though, at this moment. So it's fine in those kind of terms. But Sleuth, he decides he's going to tap out. I can't take any more of this. And that is Holden going up 2-1 in this series. GG. And we got 2 more games that we need to cast here. So we're gonna have to watch how this pans out. Holden going 2-1. I think it worked really well last time when Sleuth went for the timing attack. Maybe we could try that again, see if we could get any damage. A lot of these games are very macro, build a big army oriented, which is very cool, very back and forth games that we're seeing. Sleuth seems to not be having the the advantage from that, though. And up in the top left corner, we have our Protoss player, the Green Boy, up 2-1 in this Best of 5 series, Holden. In the bottom right, in the orange, gathering minerals, we have our Zerg player, Sleuth. 2 players going on it. We'll have to see if Sleuth decides to go with any other opener other than the usual macro that's been happening every single time. We'll have to wait and see. And once again, everyone, these games are from the Black Ice Open. So we are Black Ice Esports, an organization based out of Minnesota. We're getting our own teams and we're getting our own organizations. We hold our own tournaments as well. The people that participated in this tournament did win prizes. In this case, it was Amazon gift cards, but next time the prizes will be larger. Prizes will be in actual cold, hard, spendable cash. And you can join these as well. And there will be one held next month as well. You can follow our org, our Discord, our blackice.gg website, and our social medias. You can see when these are going to happen, all these events like this. So you too can participate in these. They will be posted on Team Liquid as well. And you too could win the next Black Ice Open. Right now we are looking at one of two people that will definitely win it. Which one it is, we don't know. This is game 4 of the series. Not too much of a difference here for the Zerg build. Looks to be pretty normal once again. Nothing striking to me too much at this time. I mean, we can see we got all these Zerglings being built, but I feel it's nothing egregious at this time. Yeah, continuing with the drones. 4 Zerglings. Nothing too strange here. Both players may opt for another macro game. The acceleration zones, fun little difference. You had the slow zones and now you have the acceleration. Adept goes in, tries to find some information, can't find much, sends the Shade in. Shade goes into the main, is cancelled. Doesn't really find much information though. He finds out where the main, in fact, is this game. But so far, nothing. A little poking at each other, a little bit jabbing. Got a few more of these adepts at home. We actually, oh my gosh, how did I miss this? The Void Ray. Beautiful, beautiful unit. Once again, built. I followed up with an Oracle second. Went with the same build as the last time. Probably Void Ray heavy build from the Protoss here. I might not be surprised if we see a game similar to the last game. A Roach Warren being built. And Roaches coming on out as soon as that's finished. Overlord here does get a scout in. It is going to be slowly zapped to death. A few Zerglings meet a few Adepts, and they meet their unfortunate demise. We do get to see that there's a third base from the Protoss player, but currently nothing too insane. What is this? A migration of queens? This is unusual. So there's definitely something strange going on. We got all these queens up here, all these roaches as well. A lot of queens up here. Few roaches, few ravagers, potential timing attack. We're going to see how this response goes. Immediately putting down multiple shield batteries, building a Twilight Council, responding with more Void Rays at the time, but a lot of shield batteries at all expansions. This is going to be definitely a very heavy hitting timing attack here from the Zerg player. That's actually kind of funny. The speed of the queens being sped up by these acceleration zones in the middle of the map. And they're going to go on in here and attack soon enough. We have a Ravager Roach timing with queens in the background to help defend against the air. And here it comes. It is starting. The Zerglings come on in. They're taking a brunt of the damage here. One battery does go down. A lot of cannons over here and a lot of shield batteries coming down that do go down here. The Ravagers Roach is doing a good job against the front lines here. And then another overcharging shield battery was taken down as well as the cannon. And these Void Rays are doing the best they can to attack while kiting as well. And they're taking a lot of damage. They're not doing everything. This attack is hitting hard. These transfuses are doing a very, very good job of keeping this Zerg unit alive here. Even more reinforcements coming in from the south. More Zerglings joining the fight. Recalled over here. They're abandoning this third base over here. They're just going to hold the base off the natural. A lot of buildings going down from this timing attack. Even more Zerglings coming in. A few more queens, a few more roaches as well are going to be coming across the map. And they're now going to start coming into the natural. This wall is being hit up and is going to go down here shortly enough. The Voider is trying to defend here in the back. And they're now in the natural. No more wall to keep them out. This feels like something that the Protest could have done. But now that there's Immortal out, this Immortal's going to be surrounded by Zergling. Actually, it's going to be freed up, and Zerglings aren't going to be able to do enough damage. The wall is starting to be pierced. These Voiders taking a lot of damage. Some of them are starting to go down. It looks like Holden is in a tough place. Sleuth is doing an incredible job of working through this damage here. Another Voider does come out for more defense. There's some cannons in the back, but they're not going to help with the work at the front. These gateways unpowered, going down. A lot of these the probes as well are going to be damaged. Even more biled coming in, hitting those probes, doing the damage, going in those lines there. These back cannons actually doing quite a bit of work, helping to defend against these Zerglings here. And a GG from Holden. Sleuth becoming victorious in this match. Another timing attack. Once again, I thought he would do well with another timing attack, and it did an amazing job. Sleuth seems to be doing the best around these timing attacks here. 2-2. The series is now 2-2, and we have one last game to determine who's the Black Ice Esports. I'm sorry, the Black Ice Open from Black Ice Esports, the first inaugural series here. Stay tuned for the thrilling finale. And we're going to get right back into it. Pillars of Gold being our fifth and last map. Did you guys know Starcraft 2 is free to play? Thanks for the screen tips. And so, Pillars of Gold LE, our last map. Up here in the top right corner. In the green trunks. Holden. In the bottom left, with the hatchery in the orange, we have Sleuth. The 2-2 series, only one more to go, one more game to go, and this is it. You're watching it. This is the finale. This is going to be the determiner of who's the victor, who's not the victor, or second place essentially. And we're coming in with a gateway wall coming in hot at the natural. Hold on once again, filling that hatch first. On all tabs, stop showing that. Sorry, gotta check something very quickly. Alright, so this game, I feel like, once again, if Sleuth does one more timing attack, he could do a very good job, take the game. And Holden probably needs to worry about that. In the macro game, it looks like Holden has done an amazing job, slowly whittling down the Zerg with some amazing plays. So we're gonna have to see what they go with here in the end, what their strategies are. A cybernetics core. Nothing too surprising. I don't know, it feels... Yeah, I guess that's about right timing. I'm trying to see what else it might be. Gateway Adept being boosted. And over here, a probe trying to scout, getting rebuffed by the Zerglings. Doesn't really see too much. But at the same time, the Zergling doesn't see much either. Another adept being warped out. No full wall at the time being. There is a very fast third hatch here from the Zerg player. This could be a lot of Zerglings coming in, actually. It could be a very, very Zergling heavy build, actually. I'll have to watch where further larva goes to. Yeah, that's a lot of Zergs. It's gonna be potentially a Baneling bust or just a Zerg rush. Oh yeah, we got like full extractor here. I'm expecting a Baneling bust type of build. This could be. I mean, if Holden does this, he does a timing build where he Baneling busts. This could be This could be the series. There is now a full wall at the Protoss base at this time. Oh my god, that's a lot of Zerglings flying out here. We're gonna have to watch for the Baneling nest when that goes down. Shield battery being built behind the line here. Once again, that Stargate coming out with the Void Ray. Actually building 2 Void Rays here. Not an Oracle second. So one Zergling went in, saw what they were going against. Another Zergling gonna just double check that everything's fine, everything's cool. This adapter will not see the attack here. But Holden could have this. I don't think Sleuth has any idea what's going on right now. I'm looking for the Baneling nest. I'm not seeing it right now. I'm trying to... Ooh, okay, there's a layer, Another Stargate going down, actually, on this side of Holden. Very heavy air build. So Sleuth just trying to be very sneaky here. You're seeing a Roach Warren. And we are taking the second extractor here. Another one at the natural as well. Alright, well there was a lot of starting Zerglings, but it looks like there really wasn't much that the Zerglings could do. Maybe they're just supposed to pressure any expansions and couldn't really do that. They try and go in to the natural, not able to find an opening, and get out of here. Ah, I was looking for a Baneling bust. I thought it would have been a given here. But we are getting this third nexus. This adept over here harassing these crafting these poor drones. One does manage to warp to via spore crawler to save itself. There's actually quite a bit of gas being taken here. So I'm curious what's going to happen here. A lot of macro, a lot of drones being built right now. Forges, Twilight consoles, Protoss Air. I can see the Void Rays essentially being the main build here this game. We do actually. I mean, it makes sense. We were seeing a lot of air and a lot of Void Rays. Sleuth response with Hydralisk here. Those muscular augments coming on in. Increase movement speed of all those Hydralisks. Wheel reconstitution. Movement speed of roaches. Epither couldn't figure out how to mix them both into one. And we're seeing the Void Rays coming in across the map. They're going to try and find some damage here at the main. 2 Evo chambers coming in. Even more Hydralisks, and they're all going to be needed, because look at this. Look at this layer. It is losing all of its HP instantly, and there's nothing that the Zerg can do about it right now. That was just such a fast snipe. Wow. That's a big blow. That's a layer that just went down. A second layer now being morphed here at the natural. That's a great attack though. You come in, you do a little bit of zapping, and suddenly your opponent's down Big tech, big macro. Especially as a Zerg, that's painful. We're seeing a lot of gateways being dropped right now to support any ground attacks that might be needed. Some quick upgrades coming in as well. We're getting probably going to have a lot of zealots. I can see Zealot, Void Ray, potentially mix in some Archons if he ever gets a High Templar. But look at this. These Hydralisks could snipe some Void Rays. That's really good. Dang. Alright, nice, nice. I like that. I like that snipe. I don't even know if these Void Rays can do anything about all those Hydralisks. These Hydralisks might just be able to push right into the base, and the recall coming in for those little Void Rays. Get them to a safer place and to defend the base. So Sleuth right here might actually have a big army. At least a one that can very well counter what's around there on the ground at this moment. It looks like even the natural is even less dependent than the third, so the natural could be the target here. Looking at that, he does snipe the Cyber Core. That being shot down. These Void Rays having to fight against these Hydralisks, and they're doing so much damage. There's not a lot of gateway units on the ground to help. They're backing up to the third, where there's some shield batteries and there's some cannons. A lot of the Zerg army's been worked down quite a bit here. So the Zerg army's able to run away, retreat, try and save as many troops as they can, and try and get some more Hydralisks for the future. 12 were just morphed in here. But even more Void Rays are coming in to join the fight. Even more gateways coming in right now. There's so many gateways. So much defense here on the third as well. Looks like the very solid defense is up here for Holden. So Holden has a really great way to hold, but we're going to see how he chooses to project his power and potentially drive that to be better later. We got a +2 ranged upgrade. Wait, hold on. Oh, never mind. Group spawns being upgraded. Baneling Nest also coming in here as a tech choice. Both sides of macro between the action here. A Robo Bay also being built. Potential Colossus could be seen here shortly in the future. Zealots and Archons very willing to fight each other. So there was High Templar here. So it could be switched to Zealots, Archon, Colossi. Extended Thermal Lance is coming in. And that could be the build along with some supporting Void Rays. Or potentially even Immortals. Versus an army of mostly Hydralisks here on the Zerg side. I mean, that's a lot of Hydras. That's a lot of Hydras. This could definitely be lethal to any Void Ray. He's very nearly maxed on supply. Holden's still not quite maxed, but honestly doing still quite well with what he's got. Yeah, that's a lot of Void Rays that are there in the back that these Hydralisks have to get to. The ground army's attacking the Hydralisk chunk over here, but there's a Hydralisk chunk that's trying to get under them. They're very well melted, though. I mean, these Void Rays are taking quite a bit of damage from the Hydralisk, but it's not going to be quite enough. This expansion is going to be sniped. Not sniped. Let's him live. It was canceled. Oh my god, you had all the opportunity to get that, and even without a cancel. So that's unfortunate that it was a cancel. Even some banelings coming in, though. Those are going to crash into the main gateway forces, those Zealots, those Archons, those Colossi. And hopefully do a bit of work so the Hydralisks don't have to do quite as much carrying there. More Colossi coming in as part of the Protoss force. The two forces once again clash. Banelings over here find a good connection to the Zealots. Forces are mainly running away back to the defenses here. They're looking for a safe way to get down. Those Archons are taking so much damage, and they are finally down. Poor Archons. I mean, those are big source of splash damage here. But there are some Colossi in the back, and those are starting to do some work. Even one from the side as well. Actually quite doing well, taking out a lot of these Hydras here. More coming in, but it's looking like Holden's got a machine for taking these down. It's so hard to respond to all the ground that you have here as a Protoss, as well as the Void Rays. And it feels to me that Sleuth really hasn't had that figured out, whatever it might happen to be. Whatever that response should be. So, Protoss able to now easily project power along with these Archons, Colossi, and Zealots making up part of the unit and part of the army. Flux Veins. Oh boy. Speed and acceleration for the Void Rays, making those quite quick. It looks like they're just roaming around right now and they're just trying to gather some territory, deny what was the Zerg territory at one point here. Some Zealots coming in to explore. Both sides taking some macro right now. 4 bases to 4 bases. Zergling feels like they're a little bit behind because they're not on a 5th. But right now, they're going to have to worry about this Protoss attack that's going to come on in hot. And Queens find it. Tumors are seeing this whole army, and they're just melting through the might. But it looks like there's a bit of a choke point here that could potentially be used. Baneling busting. All the Zealots are in the front. Archons are now trying to tank it up. There's an attack from the rear here that's actually doing quite a good job. From all sides as the army's being attacked, these Voiders are being melted. There's a few Hydralisks left, and they're able to take down the rest of the Void Rays right here, right now. The Protoss is now reeling, trying to figure out what he can do. He has to go all in on army to try and scavenge any sort of defense that he can make right away. This Zerg army is able to go and attack here with no mercy for these next few bases here. But the Protoss player does come in. He doesn't want to sacrifice that base to buy time. He's going to try and repel him right here, right now. So we're going to see a few more Zerglings getting melted. Yeah, the Colossi doing quite a good job, quite a bit of damage here. Look, I mean, you can see these guys, quite a bit of build and damage here, but it's not going to be enough. There's nothing to protect the rest of this army. The Colossus are running away towards the defenses of the 3rd base, but it looks like this 4th is just gone. GG. Congratulations. Sleuth being our... Sleuth being our first Black Ice Open victor. An incredible series by the 2 of them. We saw a lot of really good macro games, a lot of back and forth, poking. The Sleuth's macro game actually worked out really well for this last game. It was enough to bust down all those Voiders and Colossi and Archons that he had to face against. So, congratulations once again. That being said, once again, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in, watching Black Ice. We appreciate all your support here. And congratulations to the players who won this tournament. Keep tuned. Watch our social medias, our Discords, everything to watch our announcements of what we are doing and when the next Starcraft tournament will be, if you are interested. Once again, everyone, I'm Adam from Black Ice. Thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate your time. And we'll have to see you next time. Goodbye.